Oh, let's go!
It's so fucking cool!
Captain's Pod, Stardate 240736.2. Welcome aboard the Starship Enterprise, and thank you for joining us on our continuing voyages through the final frontier. I'm your Captain Ian Whittington, and with me as always, she will not hold your hand.
No, I won't.
It's Ambassador Deneé.
I won't hold
You
your
won't
hand.
do it.
I don't.
You know why?
I don't want to like you.
Hands are gross. I went in a different direction. You don't like people, I don't like germs.
Yeah. But I think I absolutely would hold someone's hand in that moment.
Yeah, I think so. It's really hard.
I know everyone has damage, and I have a level of damage, and maybe I would say, hey, I don't want to hold your hand. I'm done. Like there's nothing in me that owes you anything. I'm not holding your hand. That could happen. But in that particular moment, when there's a young person afraid and they just want to like hold a hand of somebody, like I would hold the hand.
Is like, imagine it's a terminal disease essentially. Yes, you've got baggage, but they reach out to you in their dying moments or just before they're about to go to surgery. You just say yes, right? You just hold their hand no matter what. It's wild to commit to not mentoring so much that you don't hold her hand before she gets decompiled.
And sure, he ends up holding her hand, but the struggle to get there really highlights why none of us want to live that long.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like that's something that the writers of Star Trek can play with is what would be the scarring of an individual who lived that long?
Yeah, and look where it got him. He ended up with a kid, and all he had to do was hold her hand, and he could have avoided that completely.
Oh, boy.
All right, we're continuing our coverage of Starfleet Academy. It is time for episode 9, the penultimate episode of the season, titled 300th Night. Ambassador, any predictions for this Jonathan Frakes, Commander Riker directed episode?
Fucking go.
Let's fucking go indeed. In-fucking-deed.
Okay, so I just have to continue the mom streak. At
Return of the mom.
At this point, there is nothing to lose. Even if she doesn't show up in this one, that's just the standard prediction.
Nail it down. She does return this episode.
Yeah.
What does she do? Specifically, like, to redeem the fact that you've predicted this every week.
Yeah.
What does she do specifically in this episode?
Well, there's the obvious stuff, right? She's going to explain where she's been. She's going to explain why she couldn't communicate because she hasn't been responding to messages. She's going to beg for him to come along with her now that they're reunited. And then he's going to realize that she's actually a golem body.
I love this.
That what's his nuts has created just to fuck with them.
Nussbracher?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Because he wasn't the venereal disease guy. It was
he is the
other
venereal disease guy.
No, that
He's the head of the Venari Ra.
Oh, he is.
Well, we think so.
We don't know that
He's
for sure.
a key person.
He's at least buddy enough to not get murdered. How many episodes has it been since the incident where they took over the space station? Has it been 2?
2. So there was the one with the Miyazaki, and then there was the vacation episode. Then there was the hologram dying episode.
Yeah.
So it was 2 episodes.
Okay. You never know with Star Trek if they're just going to have something happen in the background, like a space station takeover, and it never comes up again.
Never revisit it. It's like the warp core thing. So we haven't watched this episode, but there is an environmental episode in TNG where they realize that using warp travel in a certain region of space has ripped a hole in the galactic ozone layer. And they put a speed limit on all of the ships. It is mentioned perhaps twice, never in Deep Space Nine, and never in Voyager.
Wow.
Ever.
Yeah, space is huge. So much is going on. We can't talk about it all. We'll just mention it. So I don't know that it's going to be related to the space station. It would be really, really interesting in a world where there was unlimited budget and unlimited time, all these different fun things that they could jump into and explore. And you and I have both been the dungeon master storyteller of Dungeons and Dragons before. And there's just so many fun ideas. You're like, okay, is the party going to go here? Is the party going to go there?
Which direction do they go?
This party is firmly planted at the academy. I don't know that it's going to do like the graduation episode, next week where they're graduating into the next class, because that could be a very easy thing to expect.
It makes sense, yeah. If this is the 300th night, then that's like getting towards the end of the year.
Yeah, so maybe it's like as they're nearing graduation, mom returns, but not to celebrate your son graduating from college, but rather to blow it up.
The college. That's actually my prediction, is that this is going to be all taking place in one night, the 300th night of the academy.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That's what I think. So I think it all happens over one night, because Frakes loves his bottle episodes. He loves his like doing a theme kind of thing. Because he directed the Lower Decks crossover episode with Strange New Worlds.
Yes.
So he likes his things. He did cause and effect. He likes a hook. So I think, yeah, it's going to be all taking place in one night, possibly a temporal anomaly of some sort. I think the weapon that Braca stole is going to have some kind of like timey-wimey implications.
Ooh.
And I think he's going to use it to attack the Athena. And they're all stuck on the Athena in this one night. And I think Caleb's mum is going to be stuck with them to force some conversation. But Braca planted her there.
Oh, interesting. What if it's just sort of like a Groundhog Day repeat situation?
Well, he's already directed one of those, so I think it might be a bit too on the nose.
Well, these are the things that you know that I don't.
Yes. Something I want you to think about really quick, Ambassador, just for this episode and next episode. A long time ago, and I can't remember if I mentioned this in the pod, but the Discord came up with a great idea of we do pips for all of our episodes. And that when we get to the end of the season, so next week, we should do
a pip rank,
a special Fleet Admiral pippage. So that is basically the best episode of the season, and that gets like bonus pips. It's basically 6 pips, I think.
I mean, that's the first episode, right?
Not for me, it isn't. So something I want you to be thinking about ahead of next week as well, and it's a good way to reflect too. Let's head over to the holodeck to watch the episode. We will see you all in 10 forward for a full debrief. 2 to beam out.
Beaming out now.
Welcome to 10 forward, the part of the show where we grab something from the replicator and share our immediate thoughts and feelings on the episode we just watched together.
I think you're lying.
Most important question first. Not talking about that, Ambassador.
Oh, okay.
How long has it been since we watched the episode?
Oh, I thought we weren't talking about that.
No, we're not talking about that. We've had because of life things, we've had a 24-hour gap between watching the episode, and recording. No. Holy shit.
I'm like 24 hours? No, sir. No, sir. It has been 2 days.
2 days? Did we do it on Saturday?
We did. We watched the show on... Yeah, we watched the show on Saturday before Iris came home. Yeah, we watched the show on Saturday kind of evening, and now it is Monday evening.
Either way, we've had a longer gap than usual.
2 days. It's been 2 days.
Does that mean that our insight will be any more insightful? I doubt it.
I don't know. This is going to be really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Because we had a time jump.
We did. So, Ambassador, what would you like from the replicator? If you can remember anything.
Of course. It's going to be the programmable matter, please.
Yeah.
There's
a hard one to say no to.
There's so many things I want to make. And we have a 3D printer, but it needs to be more.
I want Omega 47, a variant particle of Omega.
Ooh, has so many questions about that. Oh, yeah,
you do.
Because you really reacted to that.
Yeah, I did. As well I should as well. Give us a synopsis, Ambassador, before we get into our 3 things each that we want to talk about.
Well, I mean, obviously we have to start with the fact that finally my prediction has come true and Mother has returned.
I mean, it's an astonishing prediction. It's only you've had so much restraint in not predicting that every single week. Good job.
I feel very strongly that I have done a service.
Wouldn't it have been incredible if this was the week you didn't predict it? Because you're like, should we be back in episode 10? It's not going to be episode 9.
Oh, man.
It would have been brilliant.
But it's not true. I predicted it. Back. 100%. I was correct.
Return of the Mom.
In today's episode, we find out what the bad guy with the shiny rings has stolen from the space station a few episodes ago. We finally learned, which is fun because we were talking about that earlier.
Yes.
So, stole 2 things and... So we skipped to the end of the episode, and the ultimate plan was to essentially isolate all of Federation territory in space in some sort of bomb bubble. And,
yes. Yeah.
And so that is happening. We finally kind of know the ultimate NOS plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nosferatu.
Oh.
Can't believe I've never made that one before.
No, that's a good one. Yeah. There's one that I've never made, which was somebody should be shouting out because his last name is Braca, so it should be...
Bracacon.
Exactly. It should be Bracon!
But his plan may be thwarted because, oopsie, part of the Athena, not all of her, but part of the Athena is on the outside of the bomb bubble because it went on a mission to rescue
No,
Caleb.
all of it is.
No.
All of it is outside, and then they got caught by the Venari Ral, and the saucer section escaped.
Yes.
Yes.
It's in two pieces.
It is in two pieces, you're correct. Both outside of Federation space.
Wings over here, Halo over here. And anyways, the Halo section has gone to rescue Caleb and the other cadet kids who were in a shuttle rescue mission to go get Caleb's mom because he finally was able to crack the code with Happy's help, although we need to update her name. We'll get to that. With Happy's help, they grab a shuttle, jump out of a warp bubble into a wormhole.
It looked fucking cool.
Thing.
A transwarp conduit, Deneé. Transwarp conduit.
Because Happy helped Caleb crack the code and realize that mom has been sending messages for 2 years.
Yikes.
And she didn't forget about him. Nope, she was singing him happy birthday.
It's just been in his voicemail
the whole time.
System folder, and he didn't have the passcode for it.
Here's something you didn't know about the future.
Voicemails. Yeah.
You get free unlimited data.
You do.
You have so much storage space in the cloud.
Data, yeah.
Yeah. It's not just, how you don't fill up on 3 megs. No. You have unlimited.
I'm sorry. Your messages were deleted after 30 days.
That doesn't happen. So he goes out to rescue mom, and then shenanigans happen, as they always do. But there's a rescue mission. And so everybody is reunited by the end, and they're hanging out in a nebula right by the bubble bomb border. And we're into part 2 next week.
Yeah, we are. Great synopsis, Ambassador. I'm loading this question slightly because I want to tell you something.
Okay.
But I'm gonna preface my telling you something by asking you something, which is, how did you feel about the episode overall? How did the episode as a whole strike you before we get into our 3 things?
I really enjoyed it. And here's why. I'm going to give you the short version of it. Nope. I'm going to wait for my 1, 2, 3s.
Good for you.
I'm going to be good. No, I overall did enjoy it. I think it's doing exactly what it needs to do. It's setting the stage. It's building up for the finale. And then we've been waiting for our cadets to be on some kind of kooky away mission. It makes sense to do it all with Mom Rescue. It makes sense to bring back Nos in this way, and also continue to paint a mystery about who Mom really is, ...
Bum, bum, bum.
Didn't get you as much?
I'll be the party pooper. It might be my least favorite episode of the season. There are certain things that I like, basically anything on the Athena, but the rest of the episode, I'm not going to say infuriated, frustrated me deeply because it suddenly stopped being Academy. We're now in every single finale of Discovery. It's indistinguishable. Like, you could switch all of this out and so that we will get into that, but that's what I wanted to preface with. That we're going to be on 2 opposite ends of the spectrum on this one, which is always fun. I love that.
Because usually by the end,
I do. I by no means
your mind.
Hate the show. This has not turned me around on the show. I do still like it. I'm just disappointed. This is how we're going to be wrapping it up. I
think I also should say, having never watched Discovery, I'm not jaded.
Yeah, you know what? I may like this more if I hadn't had the universe ending every season of Discovery.
And no, I am not blind by the Jonathan Frakes glasses of rosaries that I love. Man, great. I'm not blinded by that. I'm fine. Yeah. I'm fine.
All right, Ambassador, give us your first big point, unless you'd like me to go first.
Yeah, let's go for it. Why don't you go first?
So
what if we have exactly opposite points every time?
We may well be.
Because it doesn't mean, our 3 points aren't necessarily things that we liked. It's just the 3 things we're really kind of taking away, which is interesting on day 2 to do this.
Yeah, really
what
interesting.
Stuck with me.
Yeah. Let's just dive straight into Caleb reuniting with his mother.
And it feels so good.
Yeah, so this is the thing we've been waiting for all season. He, with the help of Sam, baffling that he hasn't already asked for Sam's help at some point.
He's a very stubborn man.
Maybe it's this mature version of Sam that is able to help. Maybe young Sam wouldn't have been able to help. Who knows? I don't think that's the case.
I don't think that he asked for her.
I think he just hasn't explained it.
Sam forced herself into that scenario
multiple times.
Yeah.
And I guess that is saying something about the hubris of youth and how like arrogant Caleb is, that he just keeps it to his chest and he doesn't ask for help.
It says that the brain has not yet fully developed.
No, you're a 20-year-old man.
You
don't have a brain yet.
Have forethought.
You've got about 6 or 7 years until the consequence part of your brain kicks in. You should not be in Starfleet. But maybe by the year 3000, that's not a thing anymore.
Oh, maybe we've
evolved, or maybe we have biologically, biochemically, bioengineeringly evolved. I don't think that's true because no one's acting like that. But the big breakthrough, he finds out that he has this list of messages from his mum. And I really liked watching him listen to the messages. Like, I really like that as a resolution rather than it was blank. There's no messages because she's turned badder, or because she's like, stop messaging him. Like, that surprisingly warmed my heart to like hear the messages from her and just what that meant to him. Like, he didn't dwell too much on, oh shit, I've missed it, I fucked up. It's like, no, I did everything I could, really. And now I have all of these messages from my mum, the happy birthday messages. She never gives up. Like, the messages never turn into, fine, I guess you don't love me anymore. Like, they were consistently, if you find this message now, here's where I am. Here's where I'm going. Oh, if you find it now, I've had to move to here.
I have extended the data limit for another 2 years because I believe you're out there.
Yeah, I've added an extra line, don't worry. And I really, really liked that. Shenanigans happen and he ends up on Ukek in the market, and we have the big meeting between him and his mother, and him hiding the fact that he's with Starfleet as well. I like that choice as well. I like that he hid it, just like, I'm not ready to break her heart by saying I'm working with and having a pretty great time with the people who sent us to jail and are the reason that we're apart. Like, yes, you can blame Brucker, you can blame his mum for the life that they were leading, you can blame the burn for pushing her into that life, but Starfleet are the ones that were like that critical point that separated them. And we get a little bit more about what Caleb did when he was 6 as well, which was basically found an orphanage and hung out with Oliver and his crew and managed to get by like that. So the reuniting with his mum, I really, really liked. Like, that was one of my favorite bits of the episode. There wasn't this resentment or anything. It just felt like a genuine, thank God we get to see each other. And I even kind of like that Caleb, for the most part, sides with her and says, fuck you, Starfleet, I'm out. Like, whatever level he means that, I like that he's like, no, this is my mum. I've had 300 days with you people. I'm going to be with my mum now. That actually worked for me. I really liked that.
It's a satisfying payoff, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think for me, I understand why they had to do it in this way. Like, she wouldn't be in Federation territory. She wouldn't be on a ship somewhere. He's doing like normal Star Trek world. You've got like where you're going to have like a crew trade off at some point, and that's how you introduce a new person for a couple episodes, or you're going to go down to a planet or something and have like a little away mission and meet some new people. But it's a pretty insulated show, usually. It's just your crew on a ship doing your crew things. And
you have hit upon the thing that vexes me upon this episode.
But in this case, for Caleb to reunite with his mom, she either had to find a way to find him in space on the Athena, or
I don't even know how she would have done that.
In San Francisco.
Yeah.
Or he's going to have to go to her. So that was kind of inevitable that it was inevitable he was going to have to go to her. It's interesting that they built this world where he had to get there quickly because of this impending bomb bubble that was happening. Although at the time they don't know that it's a bomb bubble. There's a lot going on, and this particular planet is being taken over by
Venereal disease everywhere.
It really is a problem. It's amazing that the device doesn't do something.
No, doesn't do it. No, that's a Starfleet technology. Like they don't have that out in the sticks.
So I liked like where we went. I like how we got there. And my first point is kind of like alongside with yours, and it's a general one. So it's going to pop around outside of their relationship. But let's start with the relationship and with them. My main point is that I really like the acting in this episode because from everybody.
Okay.
Because it made it all really believable to me. Like his emotions with his mom, like he kind of turned into a big kid again, which was really cool. Mm-hmm. Her emotions, not only when she sees him, but when she sees Captain Kitty, I was in my notes. I'm like, she's gonna fucking kill her. Like
some eyes are gonna be clawed out.
Like this is the emotions. I could feel the television began to smoke.
Hello, Mrs. Mayor.
So there's a lot going on. I believed Captain Kitty when she stole the ship and is going to go to the brig and do what she's got to do. I believe the Admiral when I think that's what is it?
Admiral Vance with the beard?
Yeah, I believed him when he like wasn't answering her because he didn't want to have to give her orders.
I love that back and forth. That's great. Don't bullshit a bullshitter. I know you're not going to Beta Z. Mm-hmm. Like, quit it.
Tig doing her shit. Like everybody was working for
seeing
me.
Tig in command, like seeing her like
at the station,
at the con, like
was
piloting
really
the
cool.
This like I wonder Tig has been the star for me.
I wonder where her wife is, but we're like
consistently.
I guess
out academying things.
I guess I don't know. But even like all of the other kids doing high emotionally charged things. Genesis has been kidnapped, so she didn't really have a choice, but she was going to walk off, which is her like. She is aligned to Starfleet and her track to command. So she is not going to be part of the shenanigans. Sam has this new personality that we get to be introduced to in this episode for the first time, where she is sassy and stuff. And we'll get to that. But like, I believed her acting.
That really worked for me. New Sam.
Yeah. Drunk asshole was doing drunk asshole stuff. That's the shapeshifter.
Fish boy.
Everything was working for me. And even when they're on the planet and things are kind of like, it did feel a little bit stretched maybe, where there's this tension that's kind of building, but there's this different set where they're on the planet and things have to feel different and they have to feel forced. There was so much to look at too, that I was even finding that part of the quote unquote acting of this episode where the set is doing what the set needs to do.
Oh, the marketplace on Ukek?
Yeah. Just
very Star Wars, didn't it? Like a Star Wars grimy alien bar kind of situation.
I mean, we watched a Ferengi bean some kind of animal before he cooked it. Like it was working for me. But the acting specifically, I just was really impressed with it. And we've said this before, and I'm glad to say it again, that what makes a show work is when everyone's committed to it.
Yeah.
And this was an emotional one for a lot of reasons, because Caleb is happy, and then he's, obviously just stricken with emotion, and then there's fear working with his mom and the truth. There's the conflict of what happens when you're kind of realizing that you're going to say goodbye to people, and then there's the resolution he can't say goodbye to people. There's a lot of it was a charged day. Mm-hmm. It was felt a little bit like, oh, this isn't the show we're used to seeing, because we're taking them out of the academy and, moving them into an action sequence. And so that maybe I can understand felt a little jarring, but I still really, really enjoy the acting a lot. And to kind of to your point, like it worked for me, not just how they built the story, but the people showing us their craft was really great.
There are people that shine every single week. Tig Notaro is a big one. Captain Kitty is another. Like every single line delivery, I want more of her all the time. When they beam onto when Jaden and Terima have hidden in the ship because they dropped the pressure in one of the cargo things.
And Captain Kitty goes...
then we lose the life signs.
Captain Kitty goes, well, that's a design flaw.
It's so great.
It's such a great beat.
It's a great beat. Like, it's one of the funniest Star Trek shows outside of Lower Decks. Like, it is not afraid to poke a bit of fun at itself, which can sometimes feel out of place in the dourness of this grown-up Star Trek. Like, it sometimes feels a bit weird for Discovery era stuff to make jokes like that, because no, that's just what Lower Decks does. But I still enjoy it.
I don't know. I really love part of the modern storytelling, and I did this morning in a meeting. I was in this meeting with the editors, right? And so I'm meeting with like a team of 4 people. We're all sitting down, kind of going over what's in production, what our deadlines are, blah, 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 blah. Somebody asks a question and it takes me like 6 minutes to answer the question. It doesn't take that long, but it felt like it was 6 minutes to me. I realize I've been talking a long time. I pause and I look at the camera and I know they're all watching me. And I was like, do I like hearing myself talk too much? And it just broke the tension and just that sort of self-awareness that sort of, I don't know. I'm happy to see it in Star Trek because it's part of my everyday life where a little self-awareness and just saying what's obvious goes a long way.
Yeah, I like that.
And to me, it makes it more
It felt
real.
Felt very Jonathan Frakes.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I can imagine that being a thing that he stuck in there as a long-time Star Trek veteran.
Yeah, I did. I like the acting. I like the way that it was shot as well. A lot of close-ups of just a lot of emotion and just genuine feelings were in this one.
Well, my number 2 is going to bring the mood down a little bit. It's an objective thing. Not an objective, sorry. It's a subjective thing. One of the big moments of the episode is Caleb coming face to face with all of his comrades other than Jaden and Tarima and tearing them all down so that it makes it easier for him to go off with his mum. And it's the, who's the dog that you have? Is it Old Yeller? That they have to scream at, go away, you stupid dog! I don't want you anymore. Get out of here! That routine. It wound me up so much. We've seen it done so many times, and it's not like you can't redo the same thing. And there's always the same 6 stories have always been told. But it really bugged me because it undermines a lot of the relationship building that's happened so far. It felt like a really tropey way to take this direction, to take Caleb. Caleb seems to undo so much of his growth. And I guess that happens when you're suddenly back with a parent. I think we all do it a little bit. We regress a bit when we're with a parent. But it wasn't fun to watch. I didn't take much enjoyment out of watching him tear down each of his people. Even when Genesis agrees with him and has a clap back, and Sam just decides to hug him. And couple that with the only reason he doubles back is because they get kidnapped. And who knows what happens in episode 10, but that always seems to happen when it's some disaster that throws you back, throws the guy that's just pissed off all of his friends and alienated them. A disaster brings him back to save the day when nothing's really been resolved. It's the same situation. This could have happened a day later after he and his mother had already left, but he just happens to be nearby. It didn't feel convincing to me or satisfying that that's the way he was going to leave everyone. And I know he's putting a lot of it on, but it felt like a messy scene. I just didn't enjoy it. I was like, can we just do this some other way rather than I hate everyone?
Have we talked about how underdeveloped the brain is at this stage of life?
Yes, we have.
No, I understand. It is uncomfortable to watch. He's not wrong, though. Genesis is fucking crazy. And so he just says the truth.
Yeah. From your opinion. Yes, your point of view. Perhaps you're right.
Caleb has a really difficult decision to make. And that is how his character is chosen to address the situation at hand.
Yeah. I guess I wish he'd just chosen a different way.
Maybe he could have said, hey, guys, I'm just not going to go with you. You need to go back.
Yeah.
You need to go back and you need to go back now. But sometimes you have a fight or flight. And Caleb's entire life up till 300 days ago is fight and flight for survival. And so this is maybe his way of dealing with that. I find it to be believable for his character. I do see what you're saying about growth, but that growth is inside of a petri dish. He's forced to stay kind of inside this very contained unit where he's going to hit the walls and the ceiling and the floor. He can't really get out. This is his first time to be able to really leave and go back to the life that he knew, and he knows it well. And watching him confidently walk around this market, pull up his mask, he is right back in where he has been for a very, very long time. Fighting, surviving, doing what he's got to do. He gets to show his chops with his mom and making this new gear, and they're just having this back and forth of survival. And he can't have things that he cares about too much, number one. But number two, he doesn't have a lot of the skills and experience to carry on a mature relationship and go, hey, it's been nice knowing you. You need to leave right now because I'm not going to go with you. And yes, he could have done that if he was a more mature person, but it is a trope. And it's there for a reason. And if you're going to use the trope on another character, I think it would have bothered me more because I understand what you're saying. And it was like, oh, this is uncomfortable. Like you're kicking your buddies.
It's not just uncomfortable. I'm tired of it. Like I'm tired of it happening. It's like it feels like it resets so much progress that I know full well by the end of episode 10, the most likely thing is that they're all buddy and happy again. It is the third act conflict cliche that we sit in our jobs so often. We got to break them apart at the end of the story so that when we bring them back together, it's more satisfying. And it's just, you don't have to do it. You don't have to. And
with a show that so often was subverting expectations and not doing the tropes, maybe it's a bit more disappointing to see it. But yeah, for me, it worked. It didn't bother me nearly as much because he doesn't have a strong relationship with anybody when he's going back into survival mode, and you can kind of see him starting to just pull back and disappear. And so
I think what this also speaks to is a very personal thing for me, which is I'm just going to have to admit, and maybe this makes me a very boring vanilla man, I don't enjoy this area of Starfleet as much. I really do like being in Starfleet, which sounds like
you mean
obvious.
Star Trek?
No, I mean Starfleet. Like, so Star Trek doing Starfleet. So being on the Enterprise, being with Captain Pike, Captain Picard, Sisko. I mean, Sisko wasn't really it was Starfleet, but it was Deep Space Nine. But Voyager, like, the grittiness that we get in Discovery and like the outskirts of Academy from like where Caleb has come from, like I want to do more Utopia. I want to do less of this, like the outskirts on the outer rim of Star Trek. Like I feel like Star Wars does that really well. I do come to Star Trek for the optimistic side of Academy, which was seeing the lessons and seeing Academy and seeing them just going to school and doing their adventures. There are plenty of adventures to be had at the Academy. So I think it's just interesting to me that I got more frustrated the further Caleb got from Academy.
Right. Because that's not the show you want. And you're like, no show, please don't follow Caleb. Follow somebody else that's staying inside of the Academy.
Yeah, please.
Go back over to Sam.
Make Genesis the main character.
Right. Yeah. No, I completely understand that. And he does have his switch. And I do understand also it is hard to watch something knowing it's going to undo itself. And it's like, well, you didn't have to show this conflict because it's going to be undone in 2 minutes. But it's still part of his personality to be that guy that just blows up on his friends. And it's hard to like the Remy character for that very same reason, because he's just as disgusting with his friends and he says just as horrible stuff. Remy, right?
Raimi. Sorry,
Asshole
Raimi.
Guy?
Yeah, Darren. Yeah.
So, there's just those guys, but it's interesting to you to watch you kind of process and go that you would rather stay with Mr. Transformer Kelp Man,
Raimi, yeah,
than Caleb, because Caleb is taking a step further away from Starfleet.
Yeah, and I think that's an environment thing. That's where I want to be. And I'm not saying that every iteration of Star Trek has to be Starfleet, but we've had quite a bit that isn't Starfleet now. Like,
not me.
With it being so far in the future, like Discovery, there was no Starfleet really. It was like rebuilding. Right. We've only really got TOS, Strange New Worlds, which is TOS, like just reskinned and exploring an area of time we're pretty familiar with. Discovery is the furthest Star Trek in the future, and I'm not getting Starfleet.
You want New Trek, but you want it to feel like the same vibe as like the old Trek. Like that adventure, that Starfleet, that utopia, that the adventure, the science, the how to handle situations.
In a word, yes.
So do I. 100%. Because I love that stuff too. And it would be really, really cool if we do get that. But
I do want to
know a little trip away to Ukek or whatever is not going to freak me out too long.
I do want to say, and I know the ambassador isn't aware of this, the phrase New Trek is incredibly loaded on the internet, and I don't mean it negatively at all. Like,
some people think it's negative.
They spell it NUTREK, and it's a derogatory thing of all New Trek is shit. So if it's not TNG, Voyager, or Deep Space Nine, then it shouldn't exist anymore, and we should have just stopped.
Right. Okay.
We are saying New Trek as in trick that is new.
Gotcha.
And yeah, both sides of it. It doesn't mean we have to like it. It doesn't mean that we're shitting on it just because it's new as well.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Probably something good that you know to point out that I don't.
Oh, like I said, the ambassador would have very little awareness, and I wish I was her.
Yes. I keep myself isolated.
Do it. Get off the nets.
My second point is I just want to like focus in on Sam's updated personality a little bit.
Oh, I'm so glad you're doing this.
So
nice.
Sam, I've called her Happy, isn't the same
Glummy?
character anymore.
She glummy?
And it's always hard when you meet somebody at a point in their life and they're like really alive and vibrant and free, and then maybe some years go by and you meet them and like they've been through some shit.
Yeah.
And then they're different. They're just a different version of who they once were, and you're kind of like, oh, your innocence is gone, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that happened.
Life happened to you.
Yeah, that happened to Happy over the course of a couple weeks or something.
17 years of life happened to her over the course of 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, so I just wanted to take a little bit of time and really like look at what they've done with this character and appreciate it for because I really enjoyed her moving from this naive, cheerful, kind of programmed personality, a little android-esque, into sarcastic, protective, rebellious, and emotionally aware. It was just this bam, 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 bam.
Human as well, like feels very human. And I had no doubt that Keris Brooks was going to nail the nuance of it, because there is nuance there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not just a hard turn rejection. Like, she suddenly feels like a 17-year-old.
And she's like, you don't get to decide.
Yeah.
You do not get to decide what I do. No one does. I'm not following programming. I didn't come here to follow programming. I have been coded and programmed
enough.
And that's interesting because she's choosing loyalty to Caleb. And there's a moment when Caleb, he realizes his mom has messaged him, and where she is going to very soon be under attack, and he
annexed.
Decides to go and rescue her. And Sam bamfs onto the shuttle and starts to basically tell him why she's not leaving, and goes into an amazing series of descriptions about
it's so good.
Why he needs her.
Needs
and
her brain.
This sarcastic sort of like, also I can just bamf out whenever I want to. Apparently she can just like appear, which is so fucking cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's
even from space.
Yeah,
but even from like the shuttle, where would she go?
Back to the Athena.
Just instantly?
Because she was saying, like, if it goes wrong, then I'll get out of here. It doesn't matter to me.
Like, just
because
the programming
shit's
will
gonna
like
go
let her
wrong.
go.
Shit's going to go wrong as they're leaving the warp bubble.
Oh, so she can bamf out.
Transfer back to the Athena just as things are going wrong.
Jeez.
Yeah. Which is great.
Say what you want to say about technobabble. That might be my favorite. Like, there's just Caleb does some great technobabble last episode with Princess Buttercup, and Sam does it in this one. It's so fun. I would listen to it multiple times just to kind of really understand the digs that she's taking, because it's such rich conversation back and forth. Like, I had this idea I shared with you to go just like line by line, and this is the stuff I'm talking about. A line by line recap of just the shuttle scene would be hysterical, because there's so much she says, but essentially at the end of it, like, you're going to be, I don't even remember how she said it, goop or something. She called him,
some
like,
part of you is going to be goop.
Yeah, and she says it very specifically.
Your like body's going to be torn apart by the inertial shear.
Yeah. And then she's basically, she also says, you're smart, I'm smarter. And it's just this confidence that she has that shifts her into, I'm doing things on my own. And then when Caleb goes to insult her, she interrupts it by just hugging him. And she's like, you're such a dick. Like, just like, and then that was great. Like, what a great response. They go to leave. And then when she gets back with her dad, it was just this beautiful, super tight hug, and like, he's like, don't ever do that again. And she's like, sorry, Dad. And I just think about,
what did he just go through last episode?
It's
this
wild.
Is why he didn't want kids.
And they get to embrace and, you know, kind of figure it out. But it was really fun to be introduced to this updated version, and it made me want to know her more, because you can kind of peg Sam up until now. You kind of know what the arc is going to be.
Relief.
And we even talked about her not being in that episode because she would have changed every single scene in a way they obviously did not want to do. But now here we have this new Sam, and she's kind of a chaos card for me.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed her as well. I thought the balance was great. I thought she brought a freshness to continually popping up and pissing off Caleb at perfect times. Like, that would have felt weird if other Sam was doing it, because she wouldn't have had that awareness. And I really liked that she addressed, I don't like what I saw. How many times have we done that? You think back, I'm going to speak from experience, a drunk party night where you're just like, man, that was dumb. Even if it's just like doing a stupid dance, and you look back and you're like, I don't like that out of body experience I'm having right now, where I was 20 and I acted stupid. And she is feeling that like very real, but understanding that from these people's perspective, it's who she was last week.
Yeah, it's very soon. And for Genesis to say, hey, let's be roomies again, because Genesis really enjoys her.
Yeah.
And Sam says, I actually don't want to be your roommate anymore. And it's a brave thing to show an audience what it looks like to be confident in changing who you are. And Sam seems to be very intrigued by Caleb's confidence to do what he needs to do despite the consequences.
Yeah,
she's almost attracted to that there's not an obligation to perform.
He's
that
anti-people pleasing.
He is his own person, and she also wants to be her own person. And yes, there's a tactful way to do it, but I have embarrassing reflections. And I also have moments when I have to stand in front of someone and say, I'm going to make a choice that's really going to hurt you because it's the choice for my life. And I just have to do that. And so for Sam to kind of begin to inch into that world, it makes me so sad that next episode is the last episode, because I could spend so much time with this crew. This is a show that I kind of wish that I wouldn't have watched season 1.
Oh, so you could do them both
so
back
that
to
I
back?
could just binge everything. Because
that's not how this show works, Ambassador.
I want to be with these kids. I love these actors so much. I'm so excited. Yeah. And I am sad that we are in a world that doesn't have the budget to support the long seasons. Like, we're watching Survivor, and it's going to be on for a bajillion episodes. And I get to have like a fix for a little while, and then it goes away, but it comes right back.
Do two of me. Yeah,
I want Star Trek. You want reality Star Trek?
That's what you want.
That's kind of what this was in a way, isn't it? Kind of like a little bit of like a reality,
a bit more down to earth. Yeah. Kind of like The Challenge, but in space.
Yeah, it has like just a modernness to it.
I will say that
I'm really enjoying.
It's not just money. It is grueling to do 24 seasons.
Shut up! I don't want to hear
for the actors as well.
I don't want to hear it. Like, no.
I think we get more now. Just talking out of my bottom, we get more now because actors have the ability to do a variety. So we have less danger of typecasting because they're doing shorter seasons and they get to do other stuff.
I'm loving the show. And I'm loving the new character change. It's so fun to see a character change on like the 9th episode.
Yeah,
like
really
we're
cool.
at the end.
It's really, really cool.
Isn't the 9th?
I really like it. 9th, yeah. Okay. Next week is episode 10. All right, here's my third point, Ambassador. It's a chunky one, and it's about Nusbracker and his plan. Let's talk about the villain's plan, everybody. Holy shit. Before I get into specifically like why it bugged me series-wise and show-wise, this plan is bonkers. So Nus has stolen the Omega particle weapon from the starbase, and Ambassador, I'm sure you'd like to know what the Omega particle is and why I reacted.
Yes, I would.
So the Omega particle comes up in an episode of Voyager. It's a really, really, really good episode. Picture this, I'm going to spoil a little bit of it for you, but
I'm going to close my eyes so I can imagine.
Only what gets spoiled in the opening of the episode.
Okay.
Voyager is heading home. It's a later season of Voyager.
Okay.
Bing, bing, bing. All of the alarms go off.
Oh, no.
And one symbol appears on every single monitor throughout the ship.
Oh, okay. I guess what it is?
Yes.
Okay. It is...
It's not a capybara.
A little ball with 3 snake heads coming out of it.
No, it's not Q.
Oh, okay.
It is the Omega symbol, the Greek letter.
Okay.
Omega on every single screen.
Oh, so it's that Greek god episode.
No, that's in TOS.
Oh, okay.
Who wants for Adonis? Good. I'm just glad you remembered something. And this is something only Captain Janeway is aware of.
She's the only one that can see it?
No, everybody can see it. She's the only one who knows what it means.
Because everyone's forgotten the Greek alphabet.
Nope. She also knows that 7 of 9 will know what it means. So she like calls 7 of 9 to her office and says, you need to shut up. You need to shut your mouth right now. Don't tell anybody about it. You shush. I know the Borg know what this is. They don't know what this is. And it is a super, super dangerous particle that the Federation have called Omega. And basically it's a theoretical particle. And if it ever existed and was handled improperly, it would do what they say it does in Starfleet Academy. It will just detonate through subspace and destroy huge swaths of solar systems, a quarter of the galaxy. Like, it's fucking dangerous shit. And there are standing orders that Voyager has to follow, which is to destroy it at any cost. Find it, find the aliens that are making it, forget the Prime Directive, and I think this is what happens, is that it is some aliens that have discovered it or are trying to create it. You interfere with them and you destroy the Omega particle no matter what it takes. Obviously, 7 of 9 doesn't want to do that. 7 of 9 wants to harness it because the Borg want perfection and they think Omega is perfection. So that's a quick potted history of the Omega particle. It's fucking dangerous. So I was just like really juicy. I was like, oh, Starfleet are fucking with it?
Yeah, they are. They had a whole bunch of it. Did you see how many bombs there are?
Yeah. I was like, you're not supposed to be fucking with Omega.
They did.
That's supposed to be like an uncrossable line.
They have done fuck with it.
It is so interesting that they have decided to done fuck with the Omega particle. Or, I guess, Omega 47, which is some really watered down, tiny, tiny, soluble version of it.
They have Control-C, Control-V'd all over the place.
A tiny amount of it. So Nuss steals it and combines it with a time-release detonation bomb, which... So my prediction was that he also will have stolen some kind of temporal weapon, a time travel weapon of some sort. So when they said a timing device, we both looked at each other and was like, oh my God, I did it. Oh, they mean a stopwatch.
Yeah. I really, there's part of me that still wonders now that they're inside of the bomb bag. If it all blows, does it send them the whole Federation back in time accidentally? Like,
who knows? Like, it's a big explosion, like 1.28 gigawatts. Maybe that's what happens. They can do whatever they want. But Nuss has decided to use these mines to encapsulate all of Federation space, which admittedly wasn't as big as it once was. But do you know how big space is, Ambassador?
I've heard stories.
It's really fucking big.
It's like a target.
I think Einstein said something about it being fucking massive, bro, because it's so big. Like, it is baffling to me how Nuss has managed to surround it in a way with all of these, because all of the sensor beams have got to connect to all of the other bombs as well to make this work, to make this grid around, and how he just managed to do that without anybody noticing as well. He didn't steal cloaking technology. He just has the mines and the Omega particles. And it's only from the outside that they spot that Federation space has been encapsulated. So it's wild to me. And this links into my big, why did they have to go in this direction?
Oh, where is this leading?
Yeah, and it's this galactic catastrophe that they now have to avoid. And it suddenly becomes a Starfleet Discovery type adventure show where they have to beat the bad guy and solve the big bomb that's happening. And there always seems to be, at the end of every season of Discovery, some galaxy-ending shit that they have to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Starfleet Academy didn't have to do that. Like, yes, you have Nuss in the background doing his thing. You've got the mum reuniting that needs to happen. I really didn't expect this to turn into such high stakes. Like, I think you can have high stakes without them literally being galactically high stakes. So that's just like a core disappointment for me that it had to be so big.
Yeah.
Because each time you do a galactic universe ending shit thing like this, it just doesn't feel as big. It's like, huh, okay. I know you're not going to, like, maybe you will detonate it.
Let's do it.
But I'm pretty sure they're not going to, because they just got warp travel back. So unless you're saying, I guess maybe they're saying goodbye to the year 3100. And it's just, we're never going to go back because at this point we don't have warp travel, or we find some other way around it. Like, the consequences are too big at this point. So yeah, that's my high horse. That's what I'm going to get off about. It's like, yes, it's fun undoubtedly, but it's just, it's not what I need. It's not the climax that I needed Starfleet Academy to have. It's not what I was hoping they would have. I wanted more Academy, less galactic disaster.
Could it lead to something that you'd be excited about?
Yes, always. Absolutely. But I fear the damage has mostly been done because you have this giant cliffhanger of the Athena being on the outside, looking inwards at this big sphere of bombs. And I was like, well, I guess that's what the finale's really going to be about.
Yeah, I'm wondering like if they're going to be on the outside. It goes off and then it like launches them back in time, and then they're back on track to be set in a different timeline. And so
that would be wild. Discovery reset itself.
Yeah.
To go forward in time,
Yeah.
Starfleet Academy resets itself to go back in time?
Yeah, yeah.
That would be incredible.
Like a little ping pong action.
Good night. That would be wild.
No, I completely understand what you were saying. Like, it does seem a bit like, oh, well, you know, you're going to undo that, obviously. But it still looked really cool. And
Yeah,
I
it looks
loved the
great.
idea of
Yeah.
it. And it's fun to see, you know, something wild happen. This idea that the Federation fucked up so bad and hurt so many people that there is a genuine chance that a lot of people might be like excited about what just happened and go, yeah, fuck them. They're behind the wall now. And it sucks for Betazoid because they just joined and now they're behind another wall. But yeah, the implication is that they have isolated the problem. I thought when it started and they detonated the one and they said something about like trade routes can never be there.
Mm-hmm.
And Nos has talked about trade routes. That's his kind of like,
Oh, I'm sure that,
you know, that's part
benefits
of
him.
Yeah, 100%. Because he
test.
talked about it in a previous episode too, like what he wants in exchange for helping.
It was his distraction trade. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you control the highways and the byways, then you control the trade routes and all this stuff. So it makes sense on a grand scale that they would be completely isolating this re-submerging power.
It makes sense. It does. I'm questioning technology can be very nitpicky when you live in a world with magnetic, magical, programmable matter and floating the cells and whatever. So fine. I think my biggest quibble is that I didn't need Academy to do this big thing. I was happy for Academy to kind of stay small.
I'm glad though. I want there to be some space action. Because if the big finale was just that you got all A's this year, I would have been really disappointed.
You can
know
have
what
space
I mean?
action without it being the end of the galaxy, though, right?
But it's not the end of the galaxy. It's the end of your beloved Federation.
That's kind of big, Deneé. That's kind of big. But the end of the Federation.
Okay, but like go with it. Okay, so you're inside of this horrible bubble. Now, some of our crew is on the outside. But then like you go into the inside. What is life in there like?
Wouldn't it be hilarious if they're just like, we actually quite like the bubble.
Yeah,
You've done
like
us
the
a
Beta
solid.
Suite. Well, they did. They were like, we've lived behind the wall for years.
It's not going to be what it is because the Federation wants to expand.
Not.
Like it doesn't want to be in a bubble.
But it's an interesting idea and it looks really fucking cool with the nebulae stuck up against there. And that will lead to my next point if you're ready.
I'm nearly ready. I have one final nitpick, and this has to be addressed next week. And I don't know if I missed something this week, so please, you have all of the notes.
I definitely do.
Do you remember what Discovery does? What's special about the Starship Discovery?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mushrooms.
You got it. The mushroom drive, the spore drive. So it has a conventional warp engine, but its key thing was it can travel through this mycelial network and just disappear and then reappear at some other point in the network. And Discovery has been using that in the future, in the 3100s, 31st century, 3090, sorry, I think. So the Athena shouldn't be the only ship that can get outside, and maybe that's going to happen in episode 10. The Discovery will appear because it can just, in theory, unless I've missed something, it can just bypass the mines completely and just
there was something about not being able to travel through.
Yeah, you can't warp through
about
it.
that. But if warping is different with mushroom, because you're mushrooming.
It's a mushroom thing. Completely different. It should just be able to disappear and then reappear outside a huge distance away. And you kind of do have to address that, because I'm not saying I want Discovery to turn up. I want this to be just a Starfleet Academy show. Like, I don't want Discovery to turn up and steal some thunder in the finale.
You say that? But you'd be so happy to see a whole bunch of ships show up.
It doesn't make it right, though. I'm just a sucker. Like, I will eat pizza every day. I will eat burgers every day. It doesn't mean it's good for me, Ambassador. I shouldn't be allowed to have what I want. Go on to your third point. I've gone off. I apologize for being a party pooper.
Can we talk about how many beautiful things happened in this episode?
Go on.
Okay. when the ship comes down to save the cadets, I was like,
oh, let's go. No, that's a flex.
It's so fucking cool. Like,
This
I
is
loved
why I
it
love Starship
so
stuff.
much. It was so fucking cool. And when they're talking on the ship about, like, we're going to have to pull this whatever maneuver.
Yeah, what was the name of it? I completely lost it. I didn't want to rewind it.
Let's see.
So we did a bit of research online, and I didn't fully hear what Tig said, but I knew there was like a Q or something in there. And it seems like what she says is the Kuma maneuver, Kumeh.
I don't think so, because I wrote it down Q''MUA, and I think I did that from the subtitles.
Yeah, but the subtitles might not have a Trek nerd writing them.
Okay, they say it's called pull a bumpy.
Pull a bumpy.
I think they said pull a bumpy, and then she's like, "That'll give him a show."
But the Kuma maneuver is something that happens in TNG. It's a maneuver that Picard pulls, and that seemed to pop something into my head. So, and I don't know why. I don't know how they could help themselves not pick a maneuver that's been mentioned in Star Trek before. So it wouldn't surprise me if that did end up being the maneuver. Regardless, it looked flipping cool. And the fact that Frakes directed the scene and all of it, it wouldn't surprise me if he pulled a maneuver out of TNG lore as well, as a little nod.
Okay. So when I looked it up, I went to Memory Alpha, and there is a page called Q''MAU.
Really? What's that?
There is. It says that this place was an inhabited planet in the Kumau system, located outside of Federation space in the Alpha Quadrant. In the 32nd century, it was the site of a large settlement frequented by couriers. The residents used sand runners to traverse planet's desert terrain. The sands of Kumau exhibited many unknown radiative properties. So DIS, Red Directive, and Under the Twin Moons.
Discovery. So what's interesting is that the Discovery did this maneuver on that desert planet.
That's what it is.
That's what it is then. She's referring
to that.
To a maneuver that she was a part of on the ship.
Tignataro.
So it's a callback to Discovery.
Yeah.
That sounds so similar to Kuma, though. That's so frustrating.
It says Maul and Locke traveled there to see Fred, a fence who would be interested in the items that they had taken from the derelict 24th century Romulan science ship.
Well, Fred the android. We saw that episode.
We saw that. I was going to say, this sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Is that the one where they raced across the desert?
They raced across the desert, and
that's
Discovery
a cool
was
episode.
right behind them.
Yeah,
that's
that
it.
looks so cool. Well, that's what it's referencing.
Okay, well, here we go. Here's reference corner with Ian and Deneé. Ian doesn't know shit.
Well, listen, it's only because I had those on that I had it written down. But
I'm so glad you did that research.
Anyway, I loved it so much. It was so fun.
Beautiful.
There's a shot of Sam with just pure joy going like, now that's a flex, because with this beaming going on, the ship comes down so quickly into the atmosphere. It looks beautiful. It looks impending. It looks like everything you want it to be. I love
the logic of like they can't get the transporter beam through because there's a dampening field.
So they're just going to go through
it. So we'll just get line of sight on them. Yeah. We can beam them up if we're 6 meters away.
It was it looked great. I love it so much. I also love that they were using the ship's computer a lot, like as its own like crewman, because they had such a short. So it was really cool to see that.
If we're using our AI assistants right now to help with like shopping lists and just find this info for me as conversationally as we are now, imagine 1,000 years from now. Of course, it's that conversational.
Flight of the Navigator did it. Why can't we do it here?
Compliance.
I'm very proud. I love the shuttle sequence so much.
How Holodeck did that feel?
Well, and we had just gone, recently to even talk or watch the doctor talk about how warp bubbles work. And so it was a warp bubble within a warp bubble. And then so I'm like, we just talked about that. And then it goes out into another chute thingy.
The transwarp tunnel.
Yes, which reminded me of Finding Nemo and the
Noggin, the great
the waterway, whatever it's called.
It's not the Great Reef. It's the highway.
Mm-hmm. And I loved that. There's just so much.
No, it's great. I love how crazy they were going on the ship. Just like, where are you rerouting power from? Shields? Life support? No. It felt so Boimler. That was so fun.
That was fun. But just like visually, I don't know. I was really having a good time in this one. I love when we're in space, and I know that you wanted to have a full Academy show, but I do miss seeing space.
But they're not mutually exclusive. You can do both is what of course I want it to be in space. I don't like the space that they're going to right now.
They're also the scene when the Athena is tracked down and they have the 3 ships that start to do various levels of tractor beam to pull the ship apart. And so she has to separate the saucer section and just get the fuck out of there.
Blow
and
up the damn ship, Jean-Luc.
Leaving her wings behind. It was so cool looking.
So symbolic as well.
And then we're hiding in a nebula against this gigantic red dome and it's fucking in space. And I don't know. I'm a sucker for it. It looks so good.
It can forgive a lot of sins. I forget myself when I see that stuff happening. So I kind of deliberately step back a bit. I was like, just step aside from the pretty and just look at the story a bit.
Yeah. The episode is yes, we can be really emotional and we can also do really ridiculously cool space shit at the same time.
Yeah.
And I love saucer section separations.
This is what I'm saying.
So
how
good.
annoying is it that the Enterprise D can do it and never does?
They didn't have the same money.
They couldn't. You've just got to take the model apart. You've got the fucking model there.
Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
I genuinely think the writers forgot that they made it. I want to know how expensive that. Fucking reuse the shots from Encounter at Farpoint. I don't care. Just use it to get yourself out of trouble. I don't know that you've actually separated the ship because Jean-Luc isn't actually on it. He's on a stage. He's not on the model. Separate the damn ship. Anyway, it's great ship. It's good stuff. Let's get into some sentences. You ready for that? I do agree with you. Beautiful episode. Whatever else Star Trek does, it is making beautiful space shit happen.
What's your first sentence?
My first sentence is, okay, a prediction came true that I never made, Ambassador.
Which is what?
When Caleb is saying goodbye to Terima, your name has always sounded like music to me. Does it sound like a particular song by Blondie? Terima, you've got to see her. It just made me laugh. I feel like it was for me, and there's no way that's possibly true, but that was fun.
My sentence is, meanwhile, Jaden and Princess are having a very intense competition for the title of most useless people in this episode.
Right? Where was fucking Jaden? Why was Jaden? He had a beautiful baldric on that looked so, it was like Worf's baldric. It looked so friggin' cool. And what was he doing? Just fucking nothing.
Yeah. It makes you.
I know not everybody can do something.
It makes you wonder, what is the next episode going to be? How would they have changed things? If Jaden were there, would he have been so intense that he wouldn't have let things happen? And if Terima were there, would she have been able to emotionally interfere with Caleb's ability to make the choices that they need him to be able to make in this episode to, go to his mother? So who knows? But yeah, I liked them in this episode because they were that comic relief. But yeah, it was just why didn't they go? I guess it would. Okay, honestly though, if they would have all shown up at the shuttle at that one time, I've been so annoyed.
At that point, it would have been Sam just beaming people in.
Yeah.
It would have been well, I guess we're gonna have a party then.
Ping, ping,
ping, ping, ping. I knew he was doomed because of my next sentence, which was they spent so much time opening with him and giving him center stage. I was like, I guess you're not going to be in the rest of the episode because they got to give him the Rushtai ritual.
Yeah, that was cool.
Which is I say genuine ritual. They're all genuine, Deneé. It's all space science fiction. But this is a ritual that we know about. It comes from TNG and Worf. And it is a bonding ritual that Worf takes with a kid who's lost his parents in an away mission.
Oh, Alex.
No, Jeremy.
Oh, okay.
Close. Jeremy Astor. So you had an A in there.
Mm.
No, Alex is his actual son. I forgot about him.
That's why that was the joke I made.
That was such a good joke.
I was making a good joke, and you actually forgot.
But the reason the joke works so well is because I actually forgot he had a real son.
Yeah.
So yeah, they bond as brothers because he lost a colleague and he lost a mother. So they go through the Rushtai ritual together. So
cool.
It was cool. Instead of picking up something completely new or inventing something new, I always love it when they pull from something we already know.
My next sentence is apparently Navarre Vulcans.
Oh, here we go. That was one of mine too.
Well, I don't know what's happening right now, but I now need to know that they're okay. I need to know what's happening.
Yeah.
I need more information. don't understand.
I don't understand. It felt so out of place because Kelrick says that he can't believe that they almost forgot to invite forgot to invite the Vulcans or something. And she's like, I keep forgetting that they're called Ni'Var and they're not even Vulcans anymore. So it is recent. It happened in season 3 or 4 of Discovery. Basically, when the Federation falls apart, Starfleet falls apart, everybody goes their own separate ways. The Vulcans and the Romulans are part of that as well. The Romulans have been in a rough spot anyway, because obviously their planet blew up, which was how all of the drama in Picard started as well.
Oh, yeah.
So, but at this point, there are still Romulans out there, but there is basically a decision to merge the Vulcan and the Romulan people and bring them together, and they're going to be stronger as one. Discovery helps to negotiate some of that situation, and they create a new people, a new civilization called Ni'Var. So Vulcan is no more. It is called Ni'Var now.
Okay.
But that aside was just to remind everybody that happened. I was like, that happened. Don't forget that episode of Discovery where Vulcan isn't Vulcan anymore. It's now Ni'Var.
Yeah,
Don't
but
forget that.
It did capture my attention, though. Like I was like, what? Wait, hold a second. I know the word Vulcan. What did you just say? And so, yeah. It's interesting they didn't call themselves like Volulans or
Vomulans?
The
Vulcans?
The Romulcans or something.
The Ramekins?
The Ramekins.
Yes,
the Ramekins.
Yeah,
I've got one more after this.
Do it. So mine is, thank you for taking one of mine so I didn't have to count it as one of mine. That was great. I want to put a little conspiracy theory in your brain, perhaps.
It might be the same thing that I'm going to say. Does it have to be about a mother?
Yeah. The mother has a little ring on her finger.
She sure does.
That looks suspiciously like one of Bracca's rings.
She also
couldn't unsee it.
She also killed the guard before the guard could say that they recognized her.
Yeah.
She was very, very adamant she's not one of the venereal disease people.
Yeah. Was just playing along with Bracca and tricked him.
My Star Trek instincts are telling me, actually it's just, I think writing instincts are telling me that Mom might be the twist.
I think she might be the twist, and I think that's what makes it okay for Caleb to stay behind.
I think that it's, 100%. Like, it's interesting that Mom is now on the Athena, and she's probably going to try to do like a takeover with Caleb or something like this.
Yeah.
And maybe through all of this, try to like convince him to come onto her side, call Nosferatu, he shows up. I don't know how this is all. I'm really excited to see how this shakes down because they've put us literally up against it in a nebula where these two women probably want to kill each. Well, I don't think Kitty wants to kill Mama, but I know Mama wants to kill Kitty.
Oh, hell yeah.
And if Kitty can make it out of this without getting scratched up somehow, I'm going to be pretty surprised because
I think she's dead.
Ooh, you think they're not going to kill Kitty?
Just to remind you, my 2 overall season predictions is that basically all 3 of them are going to die. Nurse Bracca, Nala, and the Mama are all going to die because they are the 3 biggest actors in the show.
And they can't keep them?
I'm just thinking purely practical. They're not going to keep them for another season. I think they're all dead.
That's so terrible that we have to think like that. And if it happens, I'm genuinely going to be pretty bummed about it because Captain Kitty might be one of my favorite characters.
I agree. But I call it the Sean Bean effect because as soon as Sean Bean was cast in that first season of Game of Thrones, I was like, there's no way Sean Bean, his TV days are behind him. Like, there's no way in 2010 he is doing, because big actors weren't, in 2010, they still weren't doing TV, really. It wasn't like what it is now, where you can kind of dip backwards and forwards. I was like, there's no way Sean Bean is surviving. And it ruined the first season for me a little bit, because I was like, he's dead. He's going, it's a matter of time until he dies. So I just have that sneaky feeling. What's your next sentence today?
Oh, it was my mom's suspicion. It was
nice.
I'm with you there. I think that she is maybe at this point one of the leaders, or maybe she's the spy, she's doing something. But one thing that this show has done consistently is surprise me with not doing the expected. So I'm really curious with a couple of the tropes that we see in episode 9, if they're setting it up for more tropes in 10, or if we're going to be kind of surprised. But I really do hope that nobody dies. I really do.
No, me too. My main person I don't want to die is Admiral Vance.
Because of his beard.
I love his beard has grown, and I get more in love with him every day. He's a beautiful man with a beautiful beard.
Okay.
And
so that's the one character you would keep. If everyone's going to die, you would keep Vance.
Yep.
Really?
No, the Doctor from Voyager.
You keep the Doctor from Voyager.
No, he's had enough time. We could always go back in time and see his 800 years.
Yeah, like who are you going to keep? We can only keep one. Who is it?
One?
Just one.
Vance.
So you're so funny. So you're back to Vance. Okay. Interesting.
Vance or Nala. I have more time with Vance. But I really enjoyed him this episode as well. He consistently has this, like, anybody can say don't bullshit a bullshitter, but he stands to it, like, through Discovery and through this. Is like, I am old school. Like, I am what's left of Starfleet. And, like, I love that he gives Nala exactly the space that she needs within the rules to be the Maverick captain that he can't be, which, yeah, I love that so much. Like, not listening to the calls so that he doesn't have to give her a direct order. So she's like, well, I haven't been ordered, so I guess I can just go and do it then. He didn't tell me to not do it. Yeah, I enjoy his energy a lot.
I'm deciding who I'd keep, if it was Genesis or Princess Buttercup.
How is that even a question? It's Genesis.
I'm thinking it's Genesis, but at the same time, so Genesis would be the kind of character that when she walks away, she winks to camera and she has like the detonation button in her hand. Like she actually kills everybody. Whereas Princess Buttercup, I feel like would turn into the X-Men's Phoenix version.
Yeah.
Where she sort of evolves to some other being.
Yeah, some godly ascended being.
Yeah, this ascension style. But she's so chaotic, she could be the end of the world.
Yeah.
So I love that character in X-Men so much. Like Jean Grey was one of my favorites when I was a kid.
Hell yeah.
And I just could not wait to see her show up. And I didn't understand the fullness of what I was watching or the danger until I got a little older. And then I read some of the comics and I was like, oh my God, she kills everybody.
Yeah,
she is fucking crazy.
Die. She's the highest level mutant there is.
And then whenever I saw like the movies and they were turning her all in Phoenixy, I was like, this isn't good. Like this is a power you shouldn't be playing with this early in the game. Like you need to let that develop for a while because as soon as she goes full Phoenix, there's like no going back. But I think that Princess Terima could be like the Phoenix, and I sort of want to see that. Like I want to see Terima rip out her thing, eyes go black. We get to finally have the full Beta Zoid thing going on that you've been wanting so badly.
Black eyes.
Because we didn't get to see her eyes because she closed them when she was screaming, so we still don't know the answer to that one.
That's fair.
She like screams down this crazy thing as it detonates. I don't know. She turns into some sort of like Murph-esque character and envelops it all and explodes inside of her body, and then she absorbs the power and turns into this mega creature.
Let's go. I hope that's season 2, to be honest.
But then I feel like no matter what, and this happens every single time, I think I'm going to be disappointed because I'm really enjoying the show. And that wasn't even a sentence. That was just me talking because I like the show.
And because you talked, I'm going to add in my last 2 sentences.
Oh, Lorta.
Ice linear chips, that's all. Caleb is moving around ice linear chips, but they're blue now. I love them. It's great. Ice linear chips. Boom. It's so dumb, but the Typhon sector is mentioned, and I like the Typhon sector because that's where cause and effect happens in the Typhon expanse, which I assume is in the Typhon sector, and that's the time loop episode. And you know why the Typhon sector is mentioned in this episode?
Because some timey-wimey bullshit's going to happen.
It has to be a callback to cause and effect, which was Jonathan Frakes' first ever directing episode.
Is it true this was his last episode to ever direct?
It's the last one he's currently scheduled. He didn't say it was his last one ever. It's the last one he has on the books because guess what? There is no Star Trek in production right now. Season 2 of Academy just finished filming. The 6 episodes of season 5 of Strange New Worlds finished production. Everything is in post-production right now. There is no Star Trek filming for the first time, I think, in 10 years, something like that, in the anniversary year of Star Trek. So just to end on a pissy note, let's have some more Star Trek, people. All right, Ambassador, give us some pips.
Okay, so I've been thinking about this a lot, and it does have a different pacing, this one. There's a lot going on. We are just screaming towards the finale. I think I'm going to give this. I really love the acting, and I really am a sucker for some good space shots. I like also that we get to see a new set. That was really fun.
Oh, the market? Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go.
I'm going to go 2.5. Like, I'm not super hating on it. Like, it's half an episode, as these finales often are. But there's enough like kind of cool visuals, space shit. There's enough people doing enough stuff that I like to like not make it an absolutely trashed episode for me, but
I don't think it went too
really
far outside of
frustrating
itself
stuff.
either. Like I don't believe it as much as you do that it went super far outside of what a character would do. Like I love when the mom was like, "Let me see your fingernails."
That was
Like,
great.
you know, just
I didn't
she
have a
was
problem with that.
a fully realized character.
Yeah.
I believe that Caleb is also just a struggle bus kid. That's, you know, all these kids are silly and stupid and they should have never gone on that shuttle, but here we are.
Here we are, kids. I do want to do a quick email. Apart from it's not an email, it's a message from the Discord.
Hi, Discord.
Several people fairly took me to task and gave me the beans over my Tilly take. And I was semi-worried that my Tilly take was going to be controversial.
Yeah, was it as bad as whenever I got on to
Jadzia,
What's Her Butt?
it's up there.
Oh,
They were
wow.
protective of you with that. They were more like, oh no, don't come for her, she's new. This was like, Ian, fuck you doing? So for a recap, my take was that Tilly had too much progression happening and had jumped to this wizened professor status when I was really enjoying her more naive Tilly. Yeah, wizened.
You wanted Sam to stay happy and not mature into the sassy.
No, I'm happy. It's fine because we're seeing that. Like we're seeing a lot of it. I don't feel like we've seen enough of Tilly to justify this jump to professorship.
Right. It needed to come along with its own like little internet comic series.
I mean, I'm sure that exists. Just it's not canon. But I haven't seen it on TV. I don't know. There's a bit of me that was just like missing.
I remember.
Naive Tilly as well.
Yeah.
So anyway, Cameron summed it up really well, I think. Tilly ... at Ian. I got atted, which is fair.
Ooh.
She stood side by side with Admiral Vance as the nascent Federation was nearly destroyed. That was really, really cool. Super cool scene. It's just Tilly and Vance holding down the literal fort over Earth. It was great. There has not only been time between the end of Discovery and Starfleet Academy, but Tilly started out thinking she would be captain and has had to go through the process of self-realization and come to the conclusion that she wasn't meant for Starship Command, which is something she went through. And also, it's not like a couple of years between the end of Discovery and the end of Academy. It's like 5 years. So I will stand down from that. She's actually had about 10, 11, 12 years of development. A lot of it we haven't seen. So, okay, fair. I stand down a little bit. And Cameron kind of follows with what are the options. It could have been Burnham or Saru, sure, but they're probably busy. It was established in Discovery that Tilly would go to the Academy. She was already much closer to Starfleet Academy Tilly at the end of Discovery than she was to Season 1 Tilly. I get it. Like, I still feel too much has happened with Tilly, and it's not necessarily unbelievable. I think it really just is me missing something about the Wesley version of Tilly. And I think I've just got to reconcile some gaps and some leaps that happened off screen. So I appreciate the Discord for calling me out and sharing their emotions, their feelings, because I'm sure it represents many other people that were listening. I'm like, Ian, shut up. It's okay. And you know what? It is okay. It's fine. It's fine. Ambassador, any announcements before we wrap up for the week?
This is the perfect time to talk about our upcoming schedule. And for you podcast listeners, what you will want to know is that we are going to be taking a brief hiatus for new content and doing some stuff in the feed, like releasing some of our favorite old episodes.
We're going to Shades of Grey you.
But we will be still making content like for gaming and things like that. So if you want to catch like Ian and I week to week in our real lives, you'll want to connect on Patreon. We'll be releasing free content there, but we are not going to be releasing new Star Trek content through Captain's Pod until May.
May the 6th is when the next episode and the new season will be launching.
And again, until then, you can catch us every day live on our Discord, which is linked in the description. And check out our Patreon. We might be able to do like little bitty things here and there over the next couple months.
You know, like some people do seasons. They just do seasons and then you don't see them for ages. Do you know how crazy it is to just do a weekly podcast?
For 4 years?
Every week for 4 years.
Well,
we
have taken some breaks, but like, this is our longest one yet.
We don't have defined seasons, which is just wild. So that recharge time is crucial for us, and we'll come back with some bigger and better things. Get in touch with us by email if you'd like to. It's iananddeneé@gmail.com. go and join the Patreon and the Discord. Everything is in the description. Next week's episode is called Rubicon. It's the finale of Starfleet Academy. And until next week, I'm Captain Ian. Why is space like this?
And it's we have two nacelles for a reason from me.
Live long and Podsper.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Captain's Pod. If you'd like to get in touch with the podcast, you can send us an email to ian@iananddeneé.com. And if you want to support the show and get the episodes early, you can go to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/iananddeneé. If you want to catch the show live, we have those links down in the description for YouTube and Twitch. And then I think I'm supposed to close this hailing frequency, so bloop bloop, we're out.
I started having a conversation with you and then realised your mic wasn't plugged in. So that's fun.
Well, I mean, I was talking back, but I guess it doesn't count unless we're recording.
Yeah, it doesn't, no.
Are we recording?
We're recording, yep.
I am the Borg. I'm like a triple Borg.
That is not what... Oh, I don't want that.
Borg. Don't you?
Horrible. No, I don't want a triple Borg.
Oh, okay.
Sounds terrible. They already multiply, and then... They'll be adorable, so people will want more of them. We have enough people thinking the Borg are adorable. I have no idea what the stardate is going to be today because we're all different.
What do you mean they're all different?
Well, we're recording at a different time to usual.
Well, that's okay. You just have a formula, right? You know what you're doing, right?
What would be smart if I'm doing this is that Caleb's mom, wow, I've lived in America for exactly 9 months. I'm not in the mom phase yet. Caleb's mum...
Hi, Gubby. Oh, my Gubby. Oh, hi. Oh, you dick baba. Oh, you want to come in my lap? Come here. Come here, you crazy dog. Come on. Oh, you did it.
That was a leap.
You're so brave. What a brave dog.
Such a brave dog to leap maybe 6 inches.
Him so brave and so cute. This little dog, this little dog, this little dog, that little dog, that little dog, that little is so cute. I want to own them. Come live with me. Don't step on his scrotum.
Don't step on his scrotum? How would you be able to?
First of all, I blame you for that rhyme. Because you said something tasted like Satan's scrotum earlier.
Yeah, it was a vegetable supplement that is.
And second of all, it was rhyme. It just
because you can rhyme doesn't mean you should rhyme.
Yeah.
All the time, unless you're a mime standing in line,
go on,
waiting for some brine or a fork tine. Failing that, some lime. Would it be a crime?
We're out of time.
Brojum said that the outtakes have become Ian and Deneé singing for an hour, and I'm giving it 5 stars. Thanks, Brojum. What are we going to sing today? I can't sing Bruce Springsteen anymore, apparently.
Listen, I just sang a song that ended with the word scrotum. It doesn't get better than that.
No, that's fair.
Oh, my dog has the cutest little nose. It's so soft and it smells like potatoes.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.